Morning. Hi guys. God, what happened to the warm British summer days where I could just put a vest on? It's not happening, is it? Pouring with rain, cold, and it's forecast that next week the UK is freezing and stormy. So I think you're gonna have to get used to me in my hoodies. These are hoodies, yeah? Wrapping up warm. I think that's where we're going to go. So it's defending Elvis Presley. Fans want the truth. Defending Elvis Presley. Stand for the fans want the truth. And I got my coffee. Now, I just want to thank any of you guys that have bought me a coffee on the YouTube channel by clicking the coffee button. Thank you so much. Thank you. When you guys buy me a coffee, it makes me feel thankful and grateful and appreciated, and I just love it. You guys are showing me you like what I do and you're saying thank you in your way. So guys, if any of you want to buy me a coffee, please do it. I love it. Of course, if you want to be members, click the members button. It's only $1 a month. It's nothing. Makes me feel good. Right, so where are we then? Let's have a look. So we've got Colin and Emily and Jane and Jean. Now, I'm guessing, let me just see what time is. It's 10:56. So I'm running late. Who else we got? We've got Lorna and Colleen. Linda. Hello. So, and Colin. Did I say Colin? Yeah, I think I did. So I actually was going to come on early this morning. And it just didn't happen. I had to take my kids to football, my other kid to work. I was going to come on at like 8 in the morning, and it's now 11, and I've only just stopped running the kids around. So the kids completely sidetrack me. Right, let's sort of post. 1 minute, the postman's there. Let me let the postman in. It might be my, actually, it could be my daughter. Just my daughter. Okay, so I've got myself a lovely butter coffee. I'm just going to top it up. Let's see if we can make this last a while. So it has butter and cream in it. Tiny bit of milk. It stops me from feeling hungry. Now, again, guys, I'm not rushing. I literally have got well over an hour to just sit here and chat. I'm being much more laid back lately. Oh, the dog wants to come in. I'm being much more laid back lately. I'm just sort of... Right, let's let the dog in. Right, okay, relax. The dogs have come in. Right, what's the matter with you? Come on, come and say hello. Come and say hello. Come on. There we go. The dogs are here. This is Ella. She is 11. She is the daughter of Princess, who is, I think, 16, who is partially blind, partially deaf. So, but they're still going strong. They're Jack Russells. Now, I have sort of changed my style a bit, guys, with my lives at the moment. Because I don't have now for me to really research something, to really read something through and really put time into something and really pick a subject, yeah, it does take me all day. So I don't really have the time at the moment with all the kids and my wife. I'm distracted a lot. The dogs, just taking the dogs out, exercising, running, fixing cars. I'm doing loads of stuff, yeah. So my problem is finding time. So what I've been doing lately is just seeing what subjects pop up on your comments. I've been watching the 24/7 chats, which are on our Facebook page, which is called Defending Elvis Presley. Defending Elvis Presley, yeah? So please join the 24/7 chat. Please join it, guys. It is amazing. We've had some great people on there. Even Mindy Miller joins it sometimes. And many other great people like Shauna and Rhonda from Tenderly Loving Elvis, and Rhonda from Presley Mania. So a great start to my morning. I'm going to shut that door just so that we can't hear anything. So a great start to my morning. Shauna posted her video from Tenderly Loving Elvis, and one of you guys commented and said it's nice that the way I run my channel with you guys, Team Elvis, is I like to bring channels together. Now, how can I say it? I'm trying to say it is important to me that we come together, different channels. It could be Shauna's channel, Tenderly Loving Elvis. It could be Rhonda's channel, Presley Mania. It could be Rare Elvis Photos. I always forget his name. It could be EP Fan Archive. He's mentioned us before, and a few other channels that have mentioned us. And I do make a point of mentioning other channels that I think are defending Elvis Presley. I do that. So any Elvis channels that watch us, I just say to you, let's all support each other. Let's all mention each other. Yeah, I honestly do think that I'm always disappointed that we don't get mentioned as much as I'd like us to from other channels. I really believe that the more of us that come together, the bigger we are as a movement, the more we can defend Elvis, the more we can search for the truth. So you guys, when you're on these different channels, please mention our channel, Defending Elvis Presley. Please mention myself, Louie, you guys, Team Elvis. The more we put it out there, the better. Now, a great example of this is Deborah. Now, is Deborah on? Let me just have a look. She's probably asleep. Let me just have a look. I'll just double check because Deborah could be asleep. All right, Melissa wants to come on. Melissa, are you there? Melissa, are you with us? I know Melissa might have gone to sleep. A lot of you have fallen asleep, haven't you? I'll just tell Deborah. See, this is the problem with me being in the UK, isn't it? That just when I'm getting going, you guys have fallen asleep. I really, really do appreciate you guys. Some of you at 4 or 5 in the morning are up watching this channel. I really appreciate it. Obviously, we have people all over the world, every country. A massive, I think something like 45% of you are in America, but we get quite a large percentage in the UK. I think it's 25% UK, which I love. I'm very proud to be from England. We get a lot from Canada, a lot from Australia, all different countries all around the world. I love the fact that we are worldwide. I love that. So let me just see. Is Colleen on? Because I know that sometimes Colleen doesn't get a mention that that we're live. There's some of you, for some reason, you don't get notified when we go live. But in case you're new to this channel, please, when you subscribe, hit the notification bell, and then you will be notified that we're live. Obviously, I put it on the Facebook channel, which I'll do again now. We've got a Facebook channel called Defending Elvis Presley, and I always post it on the. Let's just post it, and I always post it on the chat, the 24 hours chat. Now, you know, guys, that chat, that 24/7 chat is amazing. So let's look who's on there now. You've got. I'm going to post the chat onto our Facebook so that people can see what we're talking. Right, let's copy the link. We'll go to the Defending Elvis Presley. In case you haven't been on it, guys, it looks like this. And there is a chat. You just click on the chat button. Now, a hot topic this morning when I went on is Ginger Alden. Now, you guys have got strong views about Ginger Alden. I want to handle it a bit delicately because I'm not anti Ginger Alden. I really like Ginger Alden. Got a lot of respect for her. I do have views about their relationship. How long were they together? Was it 8 or 9 months? Obviously, she was his last girlfriend. There's a possibility that Elvis had another girlfriend, girl in waiting when he was going to go on his tour. Is that right? Now, Ginger Alden has a great Facebook page. So let me, before I go into this subject, you guys have had quite a heated discussion. There's Melissa, there's Elaine, there's Susie about Ginger Alden. Sometimes you disagree, guys. It's okay. Sometimes, we're not going to all agree. We don't have to agree. It's okay to disagree. Try not to fall out over it. Some of you get very passionate, can get very uptight. I advise that just take a minute to just calm yourselves. You can have a discussion that will get slightly heated. It's okay. We're all individuals. We're going to disagree, guys. So I found the discussion this morning that you were having, UK time, very, very interesting. Very interesting. And there was many posts on here. I don't know if Susie is on. She could be asleep. But many of you were posting stuff. I'll just get one clip up. Like, for example, you've got this. You won't be able to read it much, but you're on Ginger Alden's Facebook and you're asking her questions and she is replying to these questions. You see? Ginger Alden at the top. You guys ask a question and she's answering them. I'm going to go through some of these, but I want to familiarize ourselves with Ginger first. I want to play a couple of video clips. Come on, guys. We've got to have a nice coffee in the morning. Coffee or tea. We have to do it. We have to do it. Oh, yeah. I was going to say one other thing. Some of you were asking about my diet channel, my carnivore keto channel. I just want you to know, it's not a money thing. I don't make money for it. It's my carnivore diet, my keto diet massively helped my health, helped me reduce my weight. So I have kept a diary of it. And it's on the links. If you click on the links of this channel, on the main page, there'll be a link page. And there's about 10 links on there. One of them is my carnivore diet. I think it's called carnivore flexing diet. Then you'll have one of my hobbies, restoring classic cars. Then you'll have my family channel, which is just me and the kids and my wife out and about. Obviously, you've got the membership link. You've got a buy me a coffee, buy me a tea link, become a member link. So if any of you guys are interested in just losing weight and getting your health back, check out the carnivore flexing channel. So, but that's not why we're here. Let's have a look. Right. So where are we? So you lot are all just having a quick chat. Okay. So I'm going to play the video clip that I was going to play you guys yesterday. I think I already did play it. Actually, first of all, I'm going to show you the Shauna clip. I'll show you the Shauna clip first. Now, I just was talking about it now. I love it when we just mention each other, help each other grow, create this big movement that is bigger than our channel, bigger than Defending Elvis, Louie's channel. It's much more to it because there's so many other people now defending Elvis. Yeah. So any channel that gives us a mention, I will make a big deal of it. Any channel, as long as it's all about defending Elvis. Yeah. So I did put a couple of videos together to thank Shauna. Now, Shauna has had a tough time. I'll just say this to her. She's gone through hell with her health, COVID. Her whole family have had this cold. She's also had some other stuff going on, private stuff. So she's had a difficult time, Shauna, and I want Shauna to know that I fully support Shauna. I've got her back, and to trust me. Yeah, I know that some things get passed around that are just fake. Yeah, fake news. So Shauna, we all love you here. We love you at Defending Elvis, and we love your channel. Tenderly Loving Elvis, great channel. We feel the same way about Rhonda on Presley Mania, and I know that Amy Collett hasn't got her own channel yet. Watch this space, but we also love Amy Collett in the same way. Yeah, and so I'm gonna play a quick one. It's only 1 minute long. A little tribute I did for Shauna just to thank her on our channel. Let's have a look. Then we'll start talking about the topic. I was going to read a couple of comments first. So I'm not rushing, guys. Let's have a look. I know you've probably all seen this, but I still want to do it. Right, let's get the volume up. YouTube channels. Hi, guys. I'm always proud at Defending Elvis Presley when other great Elvis Defender YouTube channels give us a big shout out. And Shauna of Tenderly Loving Elvis did this last night. I'm so grateful. Please jump over to Shauna's channel and give her a subscribe. She's great. Tenderly Loving Elvis. Let's defend Elvis Presley together. Thanks, guys.
We will defend Elvis till our dying breath. I was just in Louie's chat a few days ago. I said the very same thing. So I will put it out there, guys. If you guys haven't been to Defending Elvis Presley YouTube channel with Louis, then go. He defends them every single day. Deborah, I love Louie. He has and will defend Elvis. We all defend Elvis. We surely do.
See, and then I did a short version of it. And we do defend Elvis every single day. And Deborah, thank you for jumping in and saying a nice comment about our channel to Shauna. And I asked you guys, when you're on other Elvis channels, give us a mention. Jump in, tell them about our channel. I want to play the short. My God, the dogs. Right, okay, come on. Let's let the dogs out for a wee wee. Right, go on then. Pouring with rain, you'll be back. Okay, so we're in my kitchen. I warn you now, we're in my kitchen. You will get noises. You will get kids jumping on me, dogs barking, the postman coming, the kids coming down, cooking, making tea, making cereal. They're not really interested in what I'm doing. They just walk in and grunt at me. I wouldn't say they're the friendliest bunch, but I just sit here and just carry on. I carry on. So let's play this short as well. Hi guys, I'm always proud at Defending Elvis Presley. Right, let's have a look. Hi guys, I'm always proud at Defending Elvis Presley when other great Elvis Defender YouTube channels give us a big shout out. And Shauna of Tenderly Loving Elvis did this last night. I'm so grateful. Please jump over to Shauna's channel and give her a subscribe. She is great. Tenderly Loving Elvis. Let's defend Elvis Presley together. Thanks, guys.
We will defend Elvis till our dying breath. I was just in Louie's chat a few days ago. I said the very same thing. So I will put it out there, guys. If you guys haven't been to Defending Elvis Presley YouTube channel with Louis, then go. He defends them every single day. Deborah, I love Louie. He has and will defend Elvis. We all defend Elvis. We surely do.
Well, it's bringing my baby.
Right, get my coffee. My guys, I'm always proud at Defending Elvis Presley when other great Elvis Defender YouTube channels give us a big shout out. And Shauna of Tenderly Loving Elvis did this last night. I'm so grateful. please jump over to Shauna's channel and give her a subscribe. She's great. Tenderly loving Elvis. Let's defend Elvis Presley together. Thanks, guys.
We will defend Elvis till our dying breath.
We will defend
I was
Elvis.
just in Louie's chat a few days ago. I said the very same thing. So I will put it out there, guys. If you guys haven't been to Defending Elvis Presley YouTube channel with Louis, then go. He defends them every single day. Deborah, I love Louie. He has and will defend Elvis. We all defend Elvis. We surely do.
I have sent that to Shauna. Anything I do, I try and share it around. I am very proud of mine. When we get mentioned, I'm just going to lower this camera just slightly. There we are. Just so there's not too much ceiling. Right. Let's just. We like when your family comes in the kitchen. I'll tell you what. You don't have a choice because they're going to do it whether they like it or not. And sometimes it's a bit awkward, mine. They're like not fully dressed and they just walk in, start washing their hands, making the breakfast, and it's I do laugh about it, yeah. So, but it's going to happen, isn't it? It's going to happen. So let me just check your comments. It's Emily. It's funny, it's funny. And one of my kids, he'll wash his hands 3-4 times. So he'll come in, wash his hands, go, come back, wash his hands. All my kids are very good looking. I'm so lucky. I'm very, very lucky. They're beautiful kids. And then you get Tino will climb on me, but Yasmin tends to want to show off. So she wants to show you what she's made, what she's drawn, what she did at school. So yes, you're definitely in my household. Okay. Yeah, my wife is a bit shy. If I say to her, come on, come and talk, come and say something, she's like, hides away. But you give her a glass of wine and she will sit here for an hour chatting to you. That's no lie. One day, Jane, yeah, we are hanging out, aren't we, Jane? One day I'll bring my wife over when she's had a few glasses of wine, and I'll tell you what, she'll be asking more questions than me. When she's had a few drinks, she is stunning. She is stunning. She's a beautiful girl. Too beautiful for me, but right. So I want to try and handle the Ginger Alden thing carefully because I don't want Ginger Alden to think I don't like her. So we're going to try and do this sensitively. This isn't about me trying to make people dislike Ginger Alden. This is let's just have a chat. What do we believe? Can I ask you? Yeah, I do put her on the spot. I do. She's too good looking. She's like, right. Can I just ask you now? How many of you think that it was a genuine engagement? How many of you think it was a genuine that they were going to get married? How many of you think it was just a fling with Ginger Alden? Can you just give me your answers? I'm going to tell you what I think, and then we're going to play some clips. I'll just read your comments while you're giving me your answers. Louie, wouldn't it be great if we could have a chat with everyone gathering? I mean, so we all can see each other and all can talk to each other. It would be so fun if we could see each other. I'd love it. Vibex, I'd love it. Now, Vibex, I just want you to know I did watch your videos last night. Vibex sent me 3 videos about Oprah. I think Oprah was quite a big discussion of tenderly loving Elvis. Shauna's video last night, a big part of it was talking about the interview between Riley and Oprah, and quite an interesting discussion. It does sound to me like a few of you are not happy with things that Oprah has done. Isn't it to do with, did she use Graceland as a platform for for politics. Is that what happened? People feel that Oprah used Elvis's home to publicize something to do with politics. I don't know. I don't follow politics. I don't even watch the news, guys. I used to be one of these people that watch the news all the time. Now I never watch it because it's just so sad. Every time I put the news on, I feel sad. I don't watch the news anymore. So did something happen at Graceland's with Oprah where she publicized politics? I don't know. So anyway, the Becks, just so you know, I did watch the videos. I actually quite like one of them. One of the videos was comparing Christian beliefs with spiritual beliefs. Yeah, you know, the universe and all that stuff. I actually found that very interesting. So I did watch them. Let's just have a look. If people send me stuff, I try my best to watch it, but it isn't always right. So Finola, opera irritates me. Do you know, I can't really comment in that way, Finola, because I don't watch opera much. Opera is something I used to watch. Oprah, sorry, is something I would watch in the 90s and the 80s. It's not something, you know, maybe it's an American thing. I hardly ever watched Oprah. So Bondi Baby, hi Bondi. Your view on Ginger? I think it ended pretty soon. She was a bed warmer, but was she a bed warmer? Because she didn't live there, did she? Let me just see what else you've got to say. I don't know why Elvis got engaged to her. Okay, that's a fair comment. Elvis couldn't be alone. I definitely have heard that. I've read that a few times. Definitely. He did. It wasn't about sex with Elvis. He wanted companionship. He wanted someone there for him. And sometimes more than that, more than one, wasn't it? So Linda thinks Elvis would have hated doing Oprah. Linda, why is that? Why do you think that? That's an interesting point you say that, but I'd like to know why you think that. So what did Vivek say? Have I missed Vivek's comment? So I'm going to try not to miss the comments. Oh yeah, I see now. Yes, us all coming together. If it was possible, guys, I would do it. I would do it. Yeah. Right. I think, guys, one day we're all going to meet. One day we're all going to get in one big room and meet. I'm not sure how, but it's going to happen one day. I see it. I see it. One day, all of us in the same room, chatting and hugging. Now, I do have this, you're going to laugh at this, guys. I do have this, this thought. It might be a bit optimistic, but you know, like you get these motivational speakers that stand in front of a crowd, a big audience, you know, 1 or 2, 3,000 people. And like a bit like TED Talk, yeah, where a motivational speaker stands there and he just says his stuff with a big audience. I see myself doing that with Elvis fans, and the topic being defending Elvis. Now, I would like to do that, and if I ever did something like that, of course, I would invite the people at the front of the queue. Would be the defending Elvis subscribers and members. My friends, my family would be at the front of the queue. Now, does that sound like a good idea, guys? I would rent out a very large hall or function room. Is that what they call them? Maybe we make something a bit special about it, where it includes food, drink, a disco at the end. Yeah. And then I'd have this, we'd have a day of defending Elvis, maybe even a weekend of defending Elvis. I'd like to do that. I can see myself doing that. As my confidence grows with this defending Elvis movement, and I'm learning so many more topics now, I'm starting to understand things in a deeper way. Yeah. I would like to do something quite big like that. my biggest enemy is I've got kids. We've got 5 kids. Yeah, I actually have 6 kids. I have a 27-year-old son as well, Andreas, I'm very close to Andreas. I named him after my twin brother. I've actually got 6 kids, but I've got the 5 kids at home. Now, my wife is very busy. Yeah, so for me to just go, right, let's create an event, call it Defending Elvis Presley, invite all you guys, isn't as simple as that. If I could just turn up and do an event, spend the day there, maybe a weekend there, it's great, but it's not simple because of the kids, because of school, because of the school clubs, because of football. There's a lot of things going on, ballet, dance classes, swimming classes, the 2 dogs. I've got such a busy life, but I do have in here, I do see myself doing a Defending Elvis Presley event. I see it. I feel it. I think we're going to do it one day, guys. I really do, but not yet. Soon. It will be a larger version of what we're doing now. Instead of us sat here together, yeah, there's 30 of you watching at the moment. Obviously, I've got my friends, you guys, Team Elvis. Instead of me being sat here with you guys, just having a coffee with you guys, it'll be me stood up on a stage and defending Elvis Presley in front of hopefully a few thousand people. So yeah, are we up for that? This is one of my goals. Right. So let me just carry on. Okay, let's let me just catch up with your comments. Right, so obviously we're talking about Ginger Alden. Right, and we have brought up Oprah as well, because Shauna was talking about it, and Finola had her comment. So Bubbler thinks Elvis was smitten by her beauty. He ever told his father, right? He even told his father, right? God's Word. Hi, God's Word. Are you new to our channel? You loved Blue Hawaii. We all did. We as Elvis fans love all Elvis films. If we get to see Elvis looking his best, slim and tanned and singing and messing around, playing, of course we love all of his films. Every one of them. We all grew up watching Elvis films, didn't we? My childhood, growing up watching Elvis films. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. I couldn't wait for the next one. And they were always rerun, weren't they? Because I watched most of mine in the early 70s. Yeah, so Rebecca, haha, bed warmer. God's Word, brilliant film. Oh, I don't know this film. God's Word? Is that a film, is it? Right, okay. Elvis didn't share his political views. I've seen that interview where the interviewer is questioning Elvis, and they also want to speak to his father, and then you've got Colonel Tom Parker in the background shouting. And one of the questions, they ask him a political question. We all know this, but I'm going to say it anyway. I think Elvis, looking very handsome, yeah, replies, this is when he shows off his belt, yeah? I plead innocent. Yeah, that one. The interviewer asks a political question, and I think Elvis says, look, honey, I'd rather keep my views to myself. So he's not saying that he doesn't have views. He's saying, I've got views, but they're private. Yeah? And then I think she then tries to make him comment on other people's views. Yeah? Do you think blah, blah, blah? And he says, no, because she tries to trick him into answering a question. He's very smart. Elvis, in his interviews, is very smart, I think. I've always thought that. Very, very switched on, very clever. You ain't going to trick Elvis into saying something he regrets saying. He was very good like that. Super intelligent, Elvis. I really mean, not just because I'm an Elvis fan. Elvis was very smart, very smart. He did have strong political views, very strong. He loved his country, didn't he, guys? He loved America. He loved it. Can't stand Oprah. I like Ginger, but he really wanted her sister Rosemary. Now I don't know about that. That's interesting. Sandra, that's interesting. Now I'm surprised so many of you guys that don't like Oprah. I don't really know why, because I know nothing about Oprah. So I know about his sister, because he met them. Didn't he meet 3 of them when they first met? And he chose Ginger. Isn't that the story? So Rebecca says, a bed warmer, another level in Memphis. The movies were brilliantly made with Elvis. Yes, I agree. God's word. Are you new to this channel? Please introduce yourself. What's your name? Where are you from? How long you've been a fan for? You're very welcome. We are Team Elvis. We are very welcoming to new people. So, and good morning to you from the UK. My name's Louie. We're in Southwest UK near Bristol. The hardest thing in determining the truth is shifting through all the information. Well, Linda, we're not going to get through all the information. I tell you what, this is one of the most commonly things said to me by friends and family. Aren't you going to run out of things to say about Elvis? Because obviously my channel is defending Elvis Presley. I've always been an Elvis channel. Yeah. And they're like, aren't you, are you sure you're not going to run out of different things to say? Because all they see are the highlighted moments through Elvis's life. So, the army years, Priscilla, the 68 comeback, the Vegas years, obviously his health problems, his problems with medication, how he died. They just see that. How little they know. How little they know. The information I get, anything to do with Elvis, and it is vast, as we know, because we're Elvis fans, so we know that it's a bottomless hole of information. I know that there's enough. I think there's enough information. If you cover all the different topics, Memphis Mafia, girlfriends, I could just go on and on and on and on. There's enough information for me to run this Elvis channel for 100 years. It is a bottomless pit of information. So when people say to me, oh, haven't you run out of things to say? I'm like, you're kidding. You're kidding. Right, let's keep going. The hardest thing in determining the truth is sifting through it. Elvis always kept his political views to himself. Oprah pushing her views was in bad taste, especially doing it from Graceland when she was there to interview Riley. Right, I don't know that. How do you know that, guys? Can I just ask that? How do you know that in the interview with Riley that she was pushing political views? Please let me know, because I don't know. Sandra, yes, he did until he saw Ginger. Then he changed his mind. Right. Let's keep going. Yes, Oprah stood on the lawn at Graceland's and endorsed Kamala. She used Lisa and Riley's special for politics. Right. For politics. Elvis would not like that. He didn't mix entertainment and politics. Elvis was smart. When did that happen? Rosalind, when did this happen? I want to find this. Is this on a news clip? So I'd like to see that. That's actually very interesting. Right, let's have a look. I actually find that, there's something I want to look up. Look, your family, Lou, you and Peter Andre, your bro and Andrew Ridgely. Yeah, come on. My brother is Andrew Ridgely. Yeah, I agree. Thank you, Rebecca. Why did Louie block Sandra? I'm okay, Linda. Why did Louie block me? Sandra, I definitely have not blocked you. Sandra? Let's have a look. Sandra, please comment. I haven't blocked you. I'm not sure why you think that. I think Elvis should have slayed with Linda. They should have made him go to the rehab and get proper medical care to get better. He would probably still be here like Tom Jones, Neil Diamond. Thank you, Bondi. Yes. Let's keep going. I said hi to Jane and Laura. It should have been Jane and Lorna. Spelling mistakes are completely fine with me. My spelling is atrocious. I can't even read properly, guys. Yes, I remember watching his movies with my mum in the early 70s. Me too, Bondo. Isn't it those lovely childhood memories watching Elvis movies with our brothers and sisters and cousins and uncles and aunties and grandma and granddad in the 70s and 80s? Oh, God. Give me a time machine so we can get teleported back there. Do it all again. I had a difficult childhood, guys, but I tell you what, I also loved it. Special memories with my brothers and sisters, you know, and Elvis, because Elvis was a big part of my childhood, massive part of my childhood. Right. So Louise, hi Louise, is that a new name? Louise, are you new? Welcome if you are new. If you're not new, I'm sorry that I'm thinking you're new. You're very welcome to Team Elvis. You're very welcome. I'm so glad you've joined us. Team Elvis, we welcome anyone new. Even if you're not new, we love you. So your time will come to do what you feel and end. Should do have patience, my friend. Yes. Louise, thank you. I have to admit that at the moment, I've got big ideas. I've got big intentions, but the kids are coming first. Being with the kids. I live for being with my kids. The reason I semi-retired when I was 46, so 11 years ago, guys, was to be with my kids. My wife wanted to go and work. She didn't want to stay home. So I wanted to be the home person. I am the main home person. Yeah. I do a lot with the kids. A lot. I'm not big on housework, like kids, getting the kids' clothes washed and all that. I'm not really big on that. I do my bit downstairs, in the lounge, in the kitchen. I do a lot of the cooking. I do all the shopping, stuff like that. I walk the dogs. I collect the kids from school, stuff like that. Take the kids to clubs and that. But the main cleaning in the house is done by my wife. It is. I'm not going to say that it's me because it ain't. Yeah. To be honest with you, I do it badly. Right. Obviously, I do the cooking and the washing up, Right. Let's have a look. It was a Madison Square Garden interview. Right. I'm missing something. Oh, yes. Colin. Hi, Colin. I know what you mean. Yes. And I love that interview when he stands up. And this is no lie. When he stands up and it says, I plead innocent. I did that at my wedding. Let's see if I can find it. That would be funny if I can show you that. Oh, it's on a CD. All right. Let me just see what comes up. Yeah, at my wedding. I hope you don't mind I'm distracting you guys because we're not really on topic, are we? Let's see if it comes up. At my wedding. So I think we married about 6 years ago. At the beginning of it, let's have a look. I stood up and said, I don't think it's on here. And let me just see. Right, you ready? I think I found it. Right. This just shows you how I'm obsessed with Elvis. Now, you just met Colin, you just mentioned the Madison Square interview. And let me pause it a minute. I'll put it on the stand so you can watch a bit of it. It's not very clear. It's a bit muffled. Now, this was 6 years ago. Right. Right, I just say go back a bit because it was very short. You'll laugh. It just shows you that I'm obsessed with Elvis. Now, I did not have a speech at my wedding. Let's just play it.
gentlemen. I plead innocent of all charges. Anyone know what that means? Taxi strike in Spain, what is that?
Right, so it's funny. That just shows you the Elvis fan in me, guys. I wasn't going to do a speech, and I said to my wife, "I'm not doing a speech. I'm just going to let everyone else do a speech." But then in the middle of the night, I woke up in the middle of the night, and I started putting one together in my head, and that was the opening bit of my speech, the Elvis bit from the Madison Square interview. So it went down well, guys. Let's see if I'll just show you one little clip of me crying at my wedding. This is guys, I actually cried. You know when you, I know it's nothing to do with Elvis, but you know when you do do you take blah 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 to be your wife? I started crying. Right, are we ready?
And in many ways, it's a commitment too long. It offers opportunities for sharing and knowing one another that no other relationship can equal. Sometimes as we travel through this life, another person chooses to walk our path. The path may not always be easily travelled, but as two instead of one, the load is shared, and each can light the way to the next.
Actually, no, that's not the right. Let me find it. Guys. I want to show you me crying. Here we go. Right, here we go. Here, there's the bit.
This ring represents our love.
This ring represents our love.
I vow to love you
I vow to love you
and care.
and care.
I shall spend my life with you.
I shall spend my life with you.
And share everything I have with you.
And share everything I have with you.
The ring is on, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh no. You see me holding my face, crying. Brings back emotions, guys. But I got the Elvis quiff going on. I was a bit chubbier then at my wedding. Bit of a double chin. And I still got the quiff though and the sideburns. Elvis. So anyway, let's keep going on reading your comments. Sorry I sidetracked you with my wedding. But yeah, Elvis through and through. Come on. Louie, God's word, not Elvis's film. I was replying to God's word comment. Oh, thank you, Lorna. I hate that story about meeting the three sisters and he chose Ginger. That's the way it is, told mistakes. Elvis looked like they were pimped out to him. Right, Linda, I understand that. I think I felt the same way as well when I read it. I don't know the truth, the real way that they met. Very interested to know. If you want to put in the comments, definitely. Now remember, I know hardly anything about Ginger. I have done some videos with Ginger and I'm going to play those in a second. Let's have a look. So if you're new to this channel, guys, we are friends, we're family, we are a movement that is growing together. We've been friends for a good 4 months now. So we do go off topic. We will talk about normal stuff but we always come back to the Elvis stuff. We're here to defend Elvis Presley. Fans want the truth, but we're mates. So I hope you don't mind. I'm playing my wedding, things like that. We're more than just an Elvis channel here. We are a small family. A small family. I really feel like we've got to know each other. Okay, let's get. Okay, I'm going to try and go through your comments. All right, you've done some quite good comments, guys. Let's just. I don't want to miss any of them because they're always good comments. Right. Right, Emily says she doesn't know enough to comment about. Me neither, Emily, to comment about Ginger. I'm going to learn now today with you guys. He gave Linda a ring. I am sure said put it on any finger you want. Okay, that's Satlin. And Satlin, thanks for joining my diet channel. Thank you very much. Very kind of you. I hope you've thought about it and done some research to understand if it can help you. Oprah Winfrey is shady. This is Jean. Let's have a look. Let's keep going. The hardest thing is determining the truth. It's yes. Right, I'm catching up now. Elvis always kept his political views to himself. Oprah pushing her views was in bad taste, especially doing it from Graceland. Okay, I've already read this, but yes, I want to know what happened. Please let me know, guys. Girls. I could play that song, couldn't I? Maybe I will. Love your family, Louie. Yeah. Right, okay. I know I'm reading the same comments, guys, but it's okay. So Bondi, I think Elvis should have stayed with Linda. They should have made him go to a rehab and get proper medical care to get better. He'd probably still be there like Tom Jones and Neil Diamond. Oh, I love Tom Jones. I love Neil Diamond. Two of my favorite, Bondi. But I agree. My friend. Said hi to Jane. Right, okay, let's keep going. I'm going to try and catch up. Louie, your time will come. Yeah, I'm getting there. So God's word, but he went down when he lost his mum. He so loved his mother. You know what? We need to do more live streams about his mother. I agree. Gladys loved Presley. We're going to do something. I've done a few, but I want to do some more. Sometimes we forget the mother, don't we? And she was adorable. Elvis definitely loved and served his country. Definitely. Very, very proud American. Very religious man. God's word. I'm a Christian, by the way, in case you don't know. I'm not pushing that on anyone. I'm proud. I was brought up as a Christian. Always been a proud Christian. But I also have a spiritual side to me as well. So this is the Bex for you. I am a Christian, but I also have a very spiritual side. So this is why one of the videos you sent me, I really related to it. I actually really liked it. I'm not sure if the Bex did. Very, very religious man. Very religious. And Ginger Alden, if you read some of the things that she's written, she makes that very clear. So Lorna, Louis, God's word, not Elvis film. All right, I'm sorry. I know I've just read all these comments. I'm just going through them to catch up. I hate the story, but all right, okay, we've read that. Let's keep going. Let's try and catch up, yeah? Right, Bondi, baby. I'm sorry, I forgot to introduce myself last time too. My name is Kelly. Hi, Kelly. You're very welcome. Been an Elvis fan for 51 years of my life. Congratulations. Most of us have been Elvis fans for over 50 years, just like you. We're very proud of it. Now, it doesn't matter if you've been a fan for a year or 50 years, 60 years. We all love Elvis, don't we? We all love Elvis. I'm not going to lie. Most of you here are over 40 and even over 80. I'm 57 years old. We're all like-minded, aren't we? We love Elvis. We want to defend Elvis. The name of this channel, I think, attracts people that want to defend Elvis, that feel that Elvis needs to be defended because he can't defend himself. Isn't that a common thing with us? Because I definitely feel that way. So it's let's have a look. Did I miss the interview? When was it? Right. I don't think it's been. All I know is that it's October the 8th. It's coming out. So some of you seem to know stuff about that interview more than I do. Maybe there's been a few little clips that have been released about it. I'm not sure. Hi, Natividad. Hope you're well. You can't get on the 24/7 chat. Well, you should be able to. Sandra, what name is it? Tell me the name you're using, and I'll add you. Yeah, Sandra, let me know the name. Yeah. I only block people that are rude. If anyone's rude, I block them. So I don't remember blocking Sandra. Sandra, have you ever been rude? If people are trying to argue, I tend to block them. So if I've blocked you, it will only be because you were arguing. But I don't remember blocking you, Sandra. Just don't remember that. Anyway, thank you, Rebecca. They are beautiful kids. Yes, kids first, Louise. Kids first. Louise, where are you? You still seem new to me. It's the emotional support, Louie. Yeah, thank you, Rebecca. Make the most of your kids. They grow up too soon. I've seen it happen. Jane, quick story. I met my wife 19 years ago. We had children straight away. We have 3 children over 3 years. So 4 years after I met my wife, we had 3 kids. So this will be, let me just try and work it out. Around 2010, yeah? No, before then. 2006, 7, yeah? And we weren't going to have any more. Don't forget, I'm older than my wife. We'd had 3 lovely kids. We adored them. Now, literally, at my wedding, I make a joke that we're going to have another kid. Yeah, seriously, at my wedding. Yeah, my 3 kids attended my wedding. They were beautiful. They all did a speech. It was a very romantic wedding. And I made a joke. We were going to have a kid at my wedding. We were not going to have any more kids. But we did. And what made it more of a shock, as we had 2 more kids, a boy and a girl. Tino is 4, Yasmin is 7. I wasn't supposed to have kids at this age. I know it's quite unusual to have kids at my age, yeah? So I watched my first 3 grow up. They're all young adults now. My eldest is 18. Not thinking I was ever going to go through that again, bringing up the kids. I am a hands-on father, so I did all the bottle feeding and the nappy changing and all that stuff because I wanted to. And then it all happened again when I turned 50. A massive shock to the system, guys. So when you say they grow too fast, yeah, I know because I watched mine grow and now it's happening again. So I love it. I absolutely love it. I'm the luckiest man in the world. My wife is beautiful. I have gorgeous kids. I love having small kids. I feel great because of the carnivore diet, the keto diet. I've got loads of energy. I exercise a lot. I go running. I'm quite fit for my age. I don't feel old. The carnivore diet, keto diet, has boosted my energy levels. I'm full of energy every day. So I feel I'm a very lucky man. Of course, we've had this horrible situation that's come up with my wife, but I'm going to face it in a positive way. Very, very positive. Very positive that everything's going to work out. So that's that. So I'm not having any more kids, mate. No. No more kids. Jane, I definitely will make the most of my kids. You're definitely a keeper, Louie. I hope so, Emily. I love catching with you all on here. I'm on Facebook. Linda, get on Facebook. You just set it as a private. Do the Facebook, set your settings private, and then it'll be fine. You won't have any problems. Yeah, we've all had a cold. We've all had a cold. There's a lot of COVID going around as well, isn't there? So I'm just, yeah, Elvis, that is what, I tell you what, I purposely grew my hair longer and dyed it black at my wedding because I wanted a proper Elvis quiff at my wedding. I said to my wife, I want to look like Elvis at my wedding. That's what I said to her. I mean that, I swear to you. Let's have a look. Come on. Let's see if I can see a picture. We'll go onto my Facebook and I'll see if I can get you a picture of my wedding. Let's see if I can see one. A lot of sidetracking happening here, kids. Probably not, but let me just see. Look at me with my twin. I'm very, very close to my twin. Very close. There we are. With my then 22-year-old son at my wedding. It's a bit blurry, but yeah, got the Elvis quiff. I wanted to look like Elvis at my wedding. It's a shame it's so blurry, but I said to my wife, I'm going to look like Elvis at my wedding. And it happened. And even if you look at the pictures of us cutting the cake, let's have a look. It actually looks, like, here we go. Me and my twin. I know it's not clear, guys, but even the cutting the cake bit, it actually looks like, where are we? Look, Elvis, it just makes me laugh. Me and the wife on my Elvis quiff. That's why I laugh at it. I'm trying to see if we can see the cake cutting. No. That's me and the wife with her uncle. Always Elvis. Come on. Where's the cake cutting? I can't see the cake cutting. Shame. No, I can't see the cake. Oh, here we are. I know it's not very clear, is it? It's a bit blurry. Always. Elvis. Always Elvis. Right. Let's have a look. Love me tender. Right. God's word. Love me tender. Love me true. All my days fulfilled. Oh, my darling, I love you, and I always will. Come on, yeah. Okay, God's word. Tell me your name, where you're from. You're very welcome. I like your picture of Elvis you've got. Okay, I think we're starting to catch up now. We need to get onto the topic, don't we? Okay, now... Right, so Louise, she is having an interview with Riley at Graceland on October the 8th, 2024. Right. Rebecca, Tom Jones, green grass of home made George Klein play it over and over. Yes, I know about that story. It's a great story. Colleen's father always knows best. My daddy cried at my wedding too. It don't work out. It didn't work out either. I know my wedding. I'm very fortunate with my wife. We have really stuck it out. We've got a lovely family. We do have our arguments. My wife's a strong-minded girl. If she doesn't agree with me, she puts me in my place. but we are deeply in love. We are deeply in love, me and my wife, even though we fight sometimes. Now, when I say fight, I don't mean hit or anything like that. I am very against hitting kids and women. I do not, never will, never have. I do not hit kids. I do not hit women. I am totally against it. And a big part of it is, unfortunately, my father did. So I do the opposite of my father. Okay. She's having an interview. Right, okay. Thank you all. But that was 28 years ago, and life alone with my boys was very loving. I wouldn't change a thing. Oh, Colleen, that's nice. I think I might have missed your comment, Colleen, but you are a great mother, Colleen. An amazing mother. You're a lovely person. We know this. Colleen, yes, me too. We're happy for Colleen. Love this channel. Emily, thank you. We love you being part of it. So pleased it worked out for you, Colleen. And hope you have thank you guys. You're just too nice, you guys. That's such a lovely comment, Jane. I hope you're okay now as well. I'll tell you what, you're all best mates. Years ago, entertainers kept political views to themselves, probably out of respect for all the fans, not using their platform to push their beliefs. That's Linda. Thank you. Yeah, Sandra, I don't think you're blocked. I don't think you are. But I'm going to check. Yeah. Thank you, Linda. I'm very happy. Yes, that's cool. Well done, Emily. Sandra, was that there was any other moderators? Oh, yeah, that is possible. There was other moderators, but I've removed all moderators now so that I can control things myself. I think it's just simpler that way. Really do. Colin, God bless you, Louie. You need carnivore to keep up with that. It's worked for me. It's work. I always recommend it, guys. Always. Carnivore diet fixed my life. And even if you look at my wedding photos, I'm 1.5 stone lighter now, and that was 6 or 7 years ago. Yeah. So the carnivore diet has kept me slim and healthy, low blood sugars, low blood pressure, loads of energy, and reversed my ailments. I had ulcerative colitis, gone. I was pre-diabetic, gone. I was getting dizzy spells, gone. Everything about me, except I do get back pain. Other than that, I'm in excellent condition. And bearing in mind, I'm 57. So I always tell people about it because I don't want to be the only one that has benefited from it. It's a miracle. It literally is a miracle diet. A miracle diet. Carnivore or keto. Changed my life. Right. I would always speak highly of it. And I've been on it for 1.5 years now. Okay. Positive thoughts and prayers make all the difference. I prayed for my wife. This is no lie. I prayed for my wife every night for months. And I'll tell you now, it's working. It's working. But may I ask you what you mean by hoping all is okay? Yeah, Emily, I don't really like to make our channel about my problems, but my wife had cancer and she's had it removed and she's about to start chemo, but it's low grade chemo and she's had, it's 12 weeks of chemo. It's low grade, that she's clear of cancer. Yeah. They're doing the low grade chemo as a preventative measure just to be sure. And she did have to have an operation. She's really well. She's even back at work. She wanted to go to work. I didn't want her to go. She wanted to go. So at the moment, everything is, I'm touching wood, working out excellent. I did have a very, very difficult couple of months. Not as difficult as she had. Yeah. But as her husband, the father of our children, this channel took my mind off things massively. I was doing live streams to take my mind off just how horrible that was. But this is a month ago. Yeah. So I feel like I'm getting back to my old self now. So things are starting to fall back into place. And I did pray. I believe in prayer, honestly. Right. Mama didn't get married until she was 26 years old and didn't have first children, so she had 28. Well, Mama didn't get married until she was 26 years old and didn't have her first child, so she was 28. Then she had 12 kids. Wow, Jean. Wow, that's impressive. You're a lucky girl. You must have a lovely big family, Jean. Yes, we are identical twins. We were much more identical as small kids. So I don't know if I've got anything that I can quickly bring up picture-wise to show us when we were small. I'll just very, very, very quickly look. Probably not. No, I don't think I've got any. It's a shame because I do like. I'm very proud of my twin brother. Very proud. We are very close. We literally have done everything together since we were kids. We didn't go separate ways. We have always been together. School, college, work, business, you name it, hobbies, everything together. And my twin brother, he is an Elvis fan. He's an Elvis fan. Not as much as me, but he is. He loves Elvis. Right. Right, so Natividad, you pulled it off on your wedding day. You do look like Elvis. Yeah, I think I did. I was a little bit overweight, but I think I pulled it off as well. My wife wanted me to cut my hair, and I said, no, I'm not cutting it. I want my hair Elvis-like. Got my way. Okay, so let's try and catch up, and then we're going to start talking about ginger. I know that we've been on here over an hour, which is, whoa, we're just chilling out, having coffee, aren't we, guys? All right, Vivex is off. Take care, Vivex. Yeah, come on, all marriages argue, come on, ups and downs, but you stick together, you get through it, you grow closer, you bond. The ups and downs make you stronger. Colleen, Linda, Portuguese Catholic family, and back then there was no TV. When I was a kid growing up, we were on black and white TVs. Yeah. My family was very poor, so my dad couldn't afford a colour TV. This is in the 70s, yeah? This channel is the most loving channel. It sure is, Colleen. We follow Elvis's lead at the end. Of course, Louie makes it very welcome. I do my best. But some of you guys, you disagree, which is completely normal. And I just think we can disagree, but we can stay friends. That's what I think. Colin, we all are a family. We definitely are a family. And I said that from day one. 4 months ago, when we started doing Defending Elvis Presley, I said, we're a family. We're a family. We're going to grow. We're going to grow. I've always said it. And many of you guys are here. She is an inspiration. Aurora is an inspiration. She's got through it unbelievably, especially after such a horrible operation. She's really surprised me. Really surprised me how strong she is. I'll be honest with you, she acts like nothing's happened. That's how Aurora acts, like nothing's happened. Unbelievable. Jane, my partner, had cancer and he has been cleared for years. That gives me hope. Hope. We need hope. Right. It's okay, Emily. I can't come on here every day with you guys and chat the way we do. We have a coffee, we have a tea, and we discuss many things together as a family, as friends. I can't keep something like that from you. It's too important. I actually think it would harm me if I kept it to myself. I need to release it. I need to get it out. So it's given me an outlet. It's definitely helped me, guys. Let's have a look. I think we're catching up now. That's great. My nephew are twins. Elvis is a twin. Yes, I love being a twin. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. I was 21. My dad couldn't wait to give me away. All right, yeah. But it was different back then, wasn't it? Different. The parents wanted the kids to get married and move on. I'm not like that. I want to keep the kids home. Elvis Hospital. I have 3 cups of since we've been here. Right, come on. I'm going to play the Ginger Alden interview that I was going to make a video about the other day because I really think it shows why we defend Elvis. And it's a coincidence that today the Ginger Alden thing has come up. So my plan is to play that video. Let's find it. I want to play that video, then I want to try and read some of these clips. I might play a couple of videos, read some of these clips that are on the 24/7 chat about Ginger Alden. You've had Melissa and Susie have found some interesting clips. We've been sidetracked a lot, but I've still got a bit of time, guys. If you're not in a hurry, right. Now, the reason I like this clip is because let's have a look. The reason I like this clip is because it really does show why we are called defending Elvis Presley. It really, because I honestly believe that many of the things that are said about Elvis, and
all my memories.
Let me just pause it. I honestly believe that many of the things that are said about Elvis are just so unfair to him. The way he has been portrayed so incorrectly and cruelly, yeah, that has harmed his image and his reputation and his legacy. So let's play this.
Memories. Shortly after Elvis passed away, it was just my way of holding on. You know, I wanted to hold on and not forget. And time went on. I went forward with my life. I worked. I got married, had my son. And in the course of all this, a lot of untruths were being said regarding mine and Elvis's relationship, a lot of exaggerations. And
what were some of the untruths?
well, just that Elvis wasn't happy, or we argued a lot, things like that, which was not true. And so I wanted to set the record straight. And I waited until my son, who just turned 20 this past August 20th, went off to college. And I sat down, and it took me about 2 years, and I put together all of my memoirs. And finally, I had my book.
There's a perception that has lingered for many years that when, just before Elvis died, that he was unhappy, that he was this big guy who was just not the old Elvis that we all knew, that he had maybe even lost his will to live.
Right up until the day he died. I mean, there are just things that I've seen in books, and I said this wasn't what I witnessed. This wasn't the person I loved. This wasn't how he was those last, 9 months, and I was with him 98% of the time. He had asked me to move into Graceland, but I never did, and he said, I respect you for that. I just didn't at the time. It wasn't my way. And but I was up there pretty much every day. And I just think the portrayal, the image of him, has been really unfair. And, Elvis was not someone sitting up and gorging on. He could be compulsive sometimes when eating certain foods. But this image, I never once saw him eat the famous fried peanut butter and banana sandwiches. I never once saw that.
So I guess your biggest concern has been that a lot of what has happened over the past 40 years is that he's been defined by those final months of his life. And you're saying that what people perceived was his life really was not the reality.
He was never bored. He didn't act down. We laughed. We watched television. He played the organ in his room. Sometimes we went out. We rode three-wheels. He had these great fun three-wheelers. We went motorcycle riding.
You still miss him?
Oh, yeah. I mean, of course. I miss that we didn't get to see where he was going to go and hear more of his music. And, he had a lot left to do.
Okay, guys, I quickly made a tea. So I quickly made a tea whilst I was playing. But I will say that, is it me, guys? Or does she just, when he says to her, do you still miss him? She slightly hesitates. And then, well, yes. And then is that just me? But she's basically saying many of the things that was said about Elvis after he passed away. You know, the drug abuse, being overweight, binge eating on cheeseburgers, stuff like that, and that he was miserable, suicidal, depressed, hated life, every day was horrible. It's not true. She's saying that Elvis was very upbeat at the end of his life, looking forward to the tour, which I've read a few times now, guys, because Billy Smith said it as well, didn't he? She said he wasn't as bad as you make out. I've already shown the pictures that prove that he wasn't as overweight as everyone thought. He was just a bit puffy on his tummy and his face, but his body had slimmed right down. And I've already shown this. I've proved it in pictures. We did it yesterday. So my point is I love that video because it just clearly shows why we defend Elvis, because we're basically here to go, we disagree with all the things that are being said about Elvis by the media, the magazines, the tabloids, the documentaries, the biographies, the movies, the TV melodramas, all of it portraying him in the wrong light, in the incorrect light, making him look stupid, making him look like an addict or like a binge eater on burgers and peanut butter and banana and jelly sandwiches. It's just all ridiculous. Yeah, and I said this yesterday. If you really look at Elvis's movies, pictures from the 1950s right up until around 1974, he's a slim man. He's not this fat, overweight man binging on burgers. It's ridiculous. If you really look at footage of Elvis from the 1950s to around 74, he isn't spaced out, drugged out of his head. His interviews are very coherent. He's very intelligent. He answers his interviewers' questions very intelligently. That man wasn't spaced out and drugged up and on heroin and cocaine. The man, I personally think, if you really analyse Elvis's life properly, he's slim almost all of his life. Not out of it. Not out of it. So this is why we defend Elvis Presley, guys. Right, I'm going to find another clip. Let me just read a couple more comments. Okay. So I think Ginger's beautiful anyway. Let's have a look. Yeah, Bondi makes an amazing comment. Imagine if the twin Jesse had survived. It's very true. Very sad as well. So Linda says, Elvis and God helped me through everything. So do you guys. I feel the same way. Karen says, Elvis helps me through. He does, guys. He helps you. You know, hello, I'm just doing a live. Guys, I'm the same. My story goes back to my childhood. I had quite an abusive father. It was Elvis that got me through it. I know that sounds odd to you guys, but it was. He got me through. Following Elvis, being like Elvis, watching Elvis movies, listening to his music. He got me through this horrible patch from around the age of 4 to about 11. Yeah? Very difficult time in my life. It was Elvis that got me through. And this is why I owe Elvis. This is why I feel a debt to Elvis. I want to defend him. I want to do it. I want to pay him back. I want to say thank you. Yeah? So let's keep going. I've never seen this interview. Yeah, it's a great interview, Bondi. So that's Giovanni behind me, who's just been to football. He is nearly 15. When do you turn 15? Huh? When do you turn 15? Giovanni turns 15 in February. Right. I did try and force them on Elvis films when they were kids. I'm not sure if it worked. I'm not going to ask him if he's an Elvis fan because he's going to probably say something rude. Bondi, can you imagine the practical jokes Elvis would have played on women then? Let's have a look. Have I missed the comments? Ginger is beautiful. She is. She is. All right. See ya. Have a good day. That was my 18-year-old, Talia. Let's have a look. Yes, Jane, there is a pause. There's a and then she answers. She always has Elvis back. I'll give her that. Very loyal to him. Linda, I always thought that. But if you go back into the 70s, around 1978-9, there's a movie that Ginger Alden was in just after Elvis passed. Or should I say, it could be a year after, yeah? And it's loosely based on Elvis's life. So she made money from being Elvis Presley's girlfriend. And then I think she settled down, had a very happy life, a great husband by the sounds of it, has her own kid or kids. I don't think it's until, recently, in the last few years, that she has started, she hasn't let the dog out, I hope. Let me just double check she hadn't let the dog out. But I think it was, she's much more open now, isn't she, Ginger? Releasing a book. She's been on some different talk shows around the world, in the UK. And she's starting to come out a little bit in the last 3 or 4 years, is it? Or 5 years? So I'm very open-minded about Ginger, very open-minded. I want to see what we learn. Right, my granddaughter asked me... Sorry, I just jumped up. Sorry, it jumps up, guys. Bloody annoying. So let's find where we were. Sorry, if I've missed any of your comments, guys, I'm so sorry. So imagine having 2 Elvises. Yeah, God works in mysterious ways. There's a reason for everything. That's right, Linda. Can you imagine the practical jokes would have played on women? Yeah, Colleen. So Colleen says, she always speaks highly of him, and I can see her hesitation. She was married for 4 years. She was married for years, and her son, and she has a son, right, so she just has a son and probably doesn't want to be disrespectful of her husband. Yes, I see that, Colleen. I see that. That could have caused the hesitation. I agree with that. Hi, CKC Design. Larry Geller's book states Elvis wanted to get married and he wanted to get full custody of Lisa. Elvis was concerned with this. I've been witnessing with Priscilla at her boyfriend. Yeah. I understand that. Let's face it, she didn't really know him for long. And I've said this before, guys. How seriously can we take it if they were only together for 8-9 months of his life, And he was very sick. We've got the divorce settlement happening with Priscilla, who's demanding a stupid amount of money that nearly drove him to bankruptcy, which must have caused him a massive amount of stress, him and Vernon. And then you've got the Memphis Mafia tell-all book has been released, which must have broke his heart, causing even more stress. So Elvis had a lot on his plate. The lien that was placed on Graceland, the deed of trust that was created to put this charge on Graceland, demanding more money, Priscilla demanding more money, a second divorce settlement that she shouldn't even have got. She had to accuse Elvis of fraud and lying so that she was able to go for a second divorce settlement. So Elvis was chronically sick. So going through all of this in that last year, and then at the same time, he's got a new girlfriend, Ginger Alden. So, and only for 8 or 9 months. And it's rumored there was another girl waiting for him. Yeah. So it's a tough one, guys. Let's face it, she didn't really know him for long. Yes, Linda. Thank you, Louie. I say mixed states due to the lien on Grayson and Bodyguard book. Yes. We've already shown that actually he wasn't fat. He was puffy. He was definitely so. Even I watched Elvis in concert this morning. It was a 1977 concert on June the 21st. And many of us have watched it, yeah? He's puffy. His face is very puffy, very puffy. But you look at his body, it looks fine. It looks fine. I think what it is, people see the puffy face and then they assume that he's really fat. But if you watch the video properly, yes, his tummy's swollen. But other than that, not fat at all. Not fat at all. So Emily, your granddaughters love Elvis. Of course. Of course. I wish my kids did. Maybe they will when they're older. Giovanni, will you love Elvis when you're older? No. Yeah, no. Giovanni, you look like Elvis. Look at him. He is Elvis Presley. He's a 16-year-old Elvis. You are Elvis.
I have curly hair.
Shh. All right, see you, Elvis. Elvis would have liked you. See, I'm not winning with the teenagers. Let's have a look. CKC design. Yes, I've said that, and that I agree. Yeah. So let's have a look. I love the 68 comeback show, the Black Leather. Yes. Come on. Amazing. The best comeback in history, let's face it. And then he follows it on with the Vegas comeback. Just as amazing. So handsome on Black Leather especially. Whew. Linda, when he slams the guitar up against himself. Come on, girls, calm down. Calm down. Never seen the Ginger movie. It's on YouTube. It's on YouTube. Look it up. Someone sent it me. I watched about an hour, nearly an hour of it. She looks stunning. She looks absolutely beautiful. The film's a bit boring. It's based on a famous singer who's got a drink problem, drug problem, and his life's falling apart. I don't know the title of it. Just look up Ginger Alden movie 1978. See if it comes up, and it should come up. My mum, Bondi, all right, so Rebecca has seen it. She didn't like it. It wasn't a good film, but she looks stunning. Bondi, my mum loved The Sound of Music too. Seen it 100 times. I'm a massive fan of The Sound of Music. Trust me. All of my kids grew up on The Sound of Music. All of my kids. Right. Come on, we all love the old stuff, don't we? We all love the stuff that we grew up watching. 60s, 70s, 80s. We love it. We're still there. We're still in a time warp back there. Our kids don't understand it. Colleen, every single person associated with Elvis has made or continues to make money from his association. Do you know what? I don't mind people making money from Elvis as long as it's because they spoke well of him and they got on well with him, as long as they parted on good terms and they were always kind to him. I think there's not a problem there. Do we mind Mindy Miller making money from Elvis? No, because she was lovely to Elvis. So really, same goes for Ginger Alden until we find out some more facts. You know, if they make money from Elvis, but they got on well, I think Charlie Hodge is a good example. Didn't he get on well with Elvis and end on good terms with Elvis? You don't mind. Larry Geller, he got on well with Elvis. Things ended well with Larry Geller. You don't mind them making money. It's only if they were cruel to Elvis and made money off Elvis's name by calling him a druggie or a binge eater or talking about negative things that really should be kept private, then we've got a problem, haven't we? We don't like it then, like the tell-all book from Red West, Sonny West and Dave Hebler. We don't like it, Elvis What Happened book. No, because you made money from making Elvis look bad. So if you make Elvis look bad, we don't want you making money from him. If you make Elvis look good, it's okay. Make your money. Oh, Sandra, my husband died on August the 16th too. Oh, Sandra, that's so sad. Every single person has said, right, okay, let's keep going. Yeah, it was boring. I didn't watch it all. My grandchildren are the same. They think I love Elvis more than them. They ask me, would I leave their granddad? Yeah. Come on. We feel like Elvis is still with us. We feel connected to Elvis, don't we? We feel connected to Elvis. And many of them, my kids don't understand it, nor does my wife, I don't think. We just do. Right. I'm going to try and get through some of these comments. I hope you don't mind me reading these comments out, guys. It's going to take a while, but I'm going to get through them. Right. I'm going to get through them. If I get through them, I'll play a few more clips. Let's have a look. So Linda, Jane, I know the feeling. My grandkids are the same. You love Elvis more than the grandkids. We just feel his presence, don't we, guys? We just feel him around us. We feel connected to him. Yeah, we're defensive towards Elvis. That's how we are. We can't help it. It's part of who we are. I always defend Elvis. Doesn't matter where I go. I defend him. Anywhere I go. I recently defended him even to my twin brother. Because my twin brother will go, but this and but that. And what about this and what about that? And I'll defend Elvis. And my twin brother will go, oh, just because you run an Elvis channel doesn't mean you know all about Elvis. Which is true, I don't. But even my twin brother is unsure about some of the negative things that are said about Elvis. Because he hasn't done any research. Not the amount I've done. Not the amount that Team Elvis has done. So, guys, please subscribe. If you're watching now, please subscribe. Please like. Please become a member. And if you want to buy me a cup of tea, click the buy me a cup of tea button. Oh, you can't beat a cup of tea. I hope you guys have got teas. Have you all gone and made yourself a cup of tea? Because we've still got a bit longer to go, yeah? I don't mind. I'll play a video to give you guys a chance to go and make a cup of tea, yeah? Then you won't miss anything. So here we go. Some of those jumpsuits weighed almost 50 to 75 pounds. Karen, I think the jumpsuits made him look bigger. Yes, definite. Maria, I really hate when people call him fat Elvis because he wasn't. Agreed, Maria. And I hope you're well, Maria. Zarek, in the 70s, the chance of success of a twisted colon operation was very risky. Yes. Zarek, welcome again. We haven't seen you on that much recently, but welcome, Zarek. Yes. I agree. And also, we know that supposedly he was offered this operation but refused it. Yes? Is that correct? Yes. So, Maria, your kids love Elvis. Do you know what? I wish mine did. They don't. Mine don't. Even my wife, she's fine with Elvis, but she's not a fan. Not a fan. Let's have a look. So Maria says good morning. Good morning to Maria. So, well, how serious can we take Mindy Miller? Well, Rebecca, I've watched quite a lot of her interviews now, so I think she's pretty genuine. Seriously, you won't hear Mindy Miller say a bad word about Elvis. You won't. And there's quite a lot of stuff out there now with Mindy Miller, even a picture with her with Elvis. So I know that some of you are skeptical with Mindy, but I think she's great. I haven't heard her say one bad thing about Elvis, not one. I got a lot of respect for her, and she still looks great, doesn't she? It's not odd. Art music help us escape reality for a spell of calms and our soul, and calms our souls. Yes, well said, Linda. Yeah, I mean, Rebecca says Ginger is more beautiful than Mindy. I just think they've got a different look, haven't they? I agree that Ginger Alden was a stunning girl, but I think Linda Thompson was stunning. So it's different tastes. Don't forget, Mindy is 74 now, and she still looks great for 74. That's saying something, guys. Yes, Louie, but the voice, oh my God. Are we talking about Mindy's voice? I'm not sure. Some of the right, sorry, I'm jumping past. Sorry, guys, I'm probably missing some of your comments. Have a look. On the internet, it states that Ginger's husband died on August the 16th, 2015, same month and day as Elvis. Wow, I didn't know that. Linda, thank you. And I think it's since then that she's sort of come out, hasn't she, with the book and doing interviews. So one has a tattoo as well, you know, what Ricky does. I'm not. I don't know what that means, Maria. My favourite kids show in Australia was Humphrey B. Bear and Romperoo. Never heard of them. Obviously Australian, yeah? Now, come on, we got so many TV shows that we loved growing up, haven't we, guys? But I could go on, can I? My God, we'd have to be here another 2 hours for me to start going through all the TV shows that we loved in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. One of my favourite, Starsky and Hutch. Right. My dog is funny. Where is he? It's like they got a mind of their own. You will have to get a chair outside the bathroom, Linda. Ginger Alden remained friendly with Ed Parker. Ed Parker wrote a lovely book about Elvis. He seemed like a nice man. Thank you, Jojo. Thanks for joining us. Bondi, baby, you will wet yourself. Nor will you hear Ginger either, as far as I can remember. Let's have a look. Okay, you guys, I'm missing something here, but okay. Ginger moved to New York after she married. I drove past her former home. Very nice. I don't know what her husband did, actually. So, yeah, we've all got different opinions. And Romper Room, haha, I used to love that, but she never called my name. All right, I don't know it. We only wish Curly. Michael, yes. Right, we've caught up. Right. Come on. Let's play a vintage clip. Then I'm going to try and read these comments that were on the 24/7 chat. I haven't found the clip, mind. Got to find it. Ginger Alden. What year was it she did it? It would have been 1978, do you think? Let's try. I will try 77, see what comes up. Yeah, 78.
Nervous because of a tour. And
Ginger Alden was a wide-eyed young girl from a small town in Tennessee who was both frightened and flattered to be introduced to her lifelong idol, Elvis Presley. And it turned into a fairy tale romance. The world of Elvis was one of exotic cars and unscheduled jet trips to Hawaii, beautiful clothes and beautiful people, and endless excitement. At 4 a.m. on August 16th, as their wedding plans. 10 hours later, Ginger found Elvis dead. Tell me about the last time that you saw Elvis, the last day that you were with him.
the last day,
He was getting ready to go on a concert, right?
yes, and he was in a good mood and nervous because of a tour. And he mentioned something to me about playing racquetball, and I said, yes, I wanted to. So he called his cousin, Billy Smith, and Joe, and we went out back to where he has a racquetball court. And I didn't play racquetball. There's a glass partition where you can watch whoever is playing racquetball, and I watched him, and he would do funny things and try and see if we were laughing. And then he seemed to be getting a little tired then, so he came out and he sat down by me, and he didn't go back out and play then. But he got up and got on a bicycle exerciser, and he was on that for about 3 minutes. And then it was early morning, and we were going to go back upstairs, and he was going to go to sleep so he could get ready for his tour.
This was in his bedroom.
Yes,
And that was the last time that you saw him?
yes.
What'd you say?
The last time
Any
I saw him.
conversation? Yeah, any conversation?
Well, he had tried to go to sleep, and he stood up one time, and he had a book in his hand. I don't know the name of it, but it was a religious book. And he turned around and looked at me, and he said he was going to go in the bathroom and read. And I said, okay. And that was when he walked into the bathroom.
And then you left, went downstairs? Or?
No, I stayed there. I had fallen asleep there, and I stayed there. And I was going to get ready and come home later that day and pack to go on the tour.
And then when did you see him next?
That was when I walked in. I noticed, of course, he had been in there for some time. And I called
What time is this now?
This was 2:20, about 2:30.
Okay, so about, 6 hours had passed?
It must have been about 6 hours.
And then you went back into the room, and do you remember what you saw?
That was when I went to the bathroom, and that was when I found him.
I imagine that must have been a shocking experience for you, obviously.
Yes, and it was, of course, much worse because he had just been discussing the wedding plans that same morning.
Right, let me pause it a that bit. Now, I'm not going to lie to you guys. Right, you tell me. Yeah, he's running around trying to get in the bin, isn't he? The dog. But guys, I'm not trying to badmouth Ginger. So I don't want her to watch this and think I'm being nasty to her. Yeah? But when she throws in the bit about the marriage, they were going to get married, blah, blah, blah. It just, the tone in her voice, is it just me? Or does it sound like she's, I don't even want to say it because I don't want to sound horrible, but do any of you think she may be lying about the bit, about get the marriage bit? Let me just back it a little bit. We'll play it and then we'll listen, yeah?
6 hours.
And then you went back into the room, and do you remember what you saw?
That was when I went to the bathroom, and that was when I found him.
I imagine that must have been a shocking experience for you, obviously.
Yes, and it was, of course, much worse because he had just been discussing the wedding plans that same morning.
What went on in the house afterwards?
Well, of
A lot of
course.
confusion.
So I'll pause
yes.
it. So do you believe her when she says they were discussing the wedding plans? Do you think definitely yes or definitely no? I'd like to know, you give me your opinions. I'm a bit 50-50 with it. Yeah. Okay. Let me know on this and I'll carry on playing.
It was something so unbelievable. People were all in different rooms praying, and it was just like something that couldn't be happening.
How has that affected your life?
It's just so difficult to come that level. I feel like what Martin Luther King said, I've been to the top of the mountain, and I'm just trying to adjust now. But it's very difficult for me.
Now, again, look, I'm not trying to bash Ginger. I'm trying to this is defending Elvis Presley. Fans want the truth. I'm just trying to, with the help of you guys, Team Elvis, and other people watching, to just we have to be realistic. They were only together, was it 8 or 9 months? Do any of you know the exact period of time it was? Now, I think it's well known that she didn't live at Graceland's. So they also had spent a lot of time not together. There's also a thing where Elvis had another girl waiting for him to go on tour. Is that correct? This interview that's happening, I'm not sure when it was recorded. It's big news. It's big news around the world. Yeah. My guess is she was given a lot of money to do that interview. Now, I'm only guessing. I don't know. But when he's asking questions, I just get the feeling that she's manipulating the answers. So she's sort of saying, we were going to do this, and we planned this. And and I'm not buying it. And the reason I'm not buying it is because it isn't standard type stuff that you come up with in an interview. I don't think it is. I think if you're grieving over your ex-partner, it's more how can I say it? It's more your it's a tribute. You know, you're missing them, you're heartbroken, you've lost them. The emphasis is on that. I think, just in my opinion, that she's using that interview to manipulate how the public, the truth, she's changing the truth slightly to her version. Yeah, how she wants us around the world to see what really went on, what was Elvis's state of mind, what their future intentions were with the engagement, the marriage, having children, what Elvis's plans were. I just think it doesn't completely ring correct with me. Now, I'm not saying that it's not true. What I'm saying is that I'm uneasy with it, and I'm asking your help, how you feel about their relationship and the last night, but also their plans the last 3-4 months leading up to Elvis' passing. God rest his soul. Tell me what you think, guys. Don't forget, this is another problem I have with Priscilla, and a little bit Linda Thompson as well, that they're trying to put out there their version of stuff. Elvis can't defend himself. Elvis can't give his version. So they're in a very strong position where they can manipulate the truth. And I try and say that respectfully, because I like Ginger, I like Linda, I'm not going to say I like Priscilla, because I think with Priscilla, she's done so much harm. I have a difficult time with Priscilla. But my point is, I say it again, I'm uneasy with it. Let me just quickly read your comments, and then we'll carry on playing it. And I feel every time I watch that interview, and I've watched it loads of times, and I know all of you have watched it as well, haven't you? Yeah, I feel uneasy. Right, so here we go. Okay, Jean says that Mindy's had some work. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. But I do like Mindy, I have to say. Let's have a look. Louie, Ginger doesn't sound convincing to me. And this is my problem. I don't know. I'm not convinced. Yes, I think she's lying about that. I might be wrong. Obviously, we weren't there, but it doesn't make sense. Yeah, we want it to make sense. She is visually stunning. She's beautiful. Completely see why Elvis fancied her. The jury did confirm that there was a ring, but that doesn't mean the weddings were planned. Yeah, I've done a few videos about the engagement and how the ring was made and all that. Done quite a few videos. But remember, Elvis was a desperate man in that year. So much was going on in his life. I ordered something for her to stop her being... there's something going on with someone's dog. Guys, I know what it's like when your dog is poorly and you worship your dog. It's horrible. Horrible. EP fan forever, I felt. Are you new, my friend? Welcome to our little family, Team Elvis. Please join in. You're very, very welcome. Let us know your name. How long have you been an Elvis fan, my friends? We are always very interested in new people, and we'd like to make you feel very welcome. Right, Linda, his main objective was to get full custody of Lisa. Let's have a look. Yes, so is it Alicia Kerwin that was the girl he was going to meet? I know about Alicia. She's a singer, isn't she? Is that right? She's one of his backing singers. He introduces her at one of the concerts, yes, in 1977. Am I right? Put me right. If I'm wrong, guys, please tell me. I'm no expert. Right. Let's have a look. She didn't seem to be grieving too much. It had been a long time since he died. It hadn't been that long, no. I do believe her. I liked the fact that she didn't live at Grayson's. You don't have to know someone to fall in love and know the one, and look how long she knew others, and look what happened. I'll tell you what, Maria, now don't forget, I'm not being anti-Ginger. I think Ginger's lovely. But come on, if you're with a boyfriend, you live with him, don't you? You live with him. You do. You want to be together all the time. You know, he wasn't a 16-year-old kid, yeah? Come on, he lived at the time. Wasn't it at Gracelands at the time he lived? So I'm not going to agree with that. I do think he liked her. I'm not saying he didn't like her. I'm not saying he didn't get engaged. I'm saying that when she throws in the marriage at Christmas and having children, I don't know. I caught all the girls from Priscilla on contradict themselves, so I'm on the fence with all of them and rewriting history to make their story more important. Yes, I think that's a very good comment, Colleen, because he's not here to defend himself, to give you his version of events. They can basically say what they want, can't they? And no one can disprove it. And then what they're saying is treated as fact, treated as history. This book is a great example. Someone just writing a book from their point of view, their version, they're rewriting history, no one to defend it. Yeah? They can basically say what they want, and then the news people, the interviewers around the world, treat these things like they actually happened, like it's actual fact. And this is, I think, what happened with Ginger Alden's early interview. I think it was treated like it was all truth. And it can't be, because Elvis hasn't had his say. Elvis, you know, to Colleen, I think that's a great comment, the rewriting of history. So Rebecca, oh my God, Linda Thompson pre-engagement ring, have to draw the line somewhere. Yes, and I know many of you guys are uneasy about Linda Thompson, and we'll have another day for Linda Thompson and many of her stories. And again, they're saying things that can't be proved. Elvis has passed away, so they can say what they want, and this is the problem. This is why there's doubts. Right, right, Karen, everyone said that they were his best friends and his favorite girlfriend. Billy said Elvis would never marry again. He asked everyone to marry him. I've seen Billy's interviews. So Charlie Hodge gave Ginger and Elvis an engagement gift, a backgammon game in leather case. Backgammon was the rage in 1970s. I'm not doubting they were engaged. I'm not doing that. They probably were, weren't they? Yeah. I'm not saying they definitely were, but they probably were. Yeah. Just me at home in my kitchen. That's my opinion. Teresa says Elvis was not going to marry her. Hi, EP fan forever. Hi, yep. I felt sorry for Ginger until her mother sued the estate to pay off her mortgage. But still, Ginger was young and hadn't experienced everything that Elvis and the Memphis Mafia had explained the standoff of attitude. Okay, thank EP fan forever. Thank you. That's a good comment. And I do know about the mortgage and all the hassle that went on there. So Karen, yes, Ron was a lawyer. Right, let's have a look. Let's have a look. Okay, right. I think we've caught up. Now, I do think... Let's have a look. Actually, no, I want to play a bit more of this interview. Then I want to read these comments that you guys were posting on the 24/7 chat line on Facebook. But I want to also play more of this because it's too interesting.
Memories. Ginger recalls her first date with Elvis and some of the things they did together in a romance that, well, was fated to end all too soon. Jerry?
Yes. Coming up next is what the third in his series on Elvis Presley and the girl who planned to marry him.
Jerry, Ginger Alden, the girl Elvis planned to marry, showed me a photograph of her with Elvis Presley, which she said had not been seen publicly before. It was taken in Hawaii, his favorite place to work or play. She had another unusual photo. The recruiting officer at the time of Elvis's induction into the Army was her father. I asked Ginger a question on behalf of millions of American women. What is a date with Elvis Presley like? What do you do?
Well, it's very different. I went up to see him, and he'd been telling me about his Ferrari, this car that he had. And then he asked me if I would like to go for a ride in his Stutz Blackhawk. And I said, yes. And then after a while, he said to go on a ride in his small plane, the Lockheed Jetstar, around the city. So the plane was just beautiful when I first saw it because I had never seen anything like that. And the pilot, Milo High, was very, very nice. And I sat down, and after a few moments, Elvis said, everybody hold it. And he had this kind of smile on his face.
Ooh. Let me just...
He said, I'll be back in a minute. And he got off the plane and jumped back in his studs. And he must have gone to Graceland because he returned. And he said, we're going to Las Vegas. And he'd gotten pajamas for everyone. And he asked me if it would be all right. And I was in such shock. I said, yes, I'll call my mother when I get back. So
your first official date, instead of a spin around Memphis, you went to Vegas.
Right.
What'd you do in Vegas?
This was really fun. Everybody slept when we got there. We just stayed there a half of a day and returned the next day. Everybody was so tired from the trip.
When did Elvis propose, and how did he propose?
It was on January the 26th, one afternoon, and I had been up at Graceland, and he had been in the other room. He always had things going on around me that I never knew about, and he took my hand and took me into the lounge area of his bathroom, and I sat down in a black chair, and he got down on his knees, and then he asked me, he just said, I'm asking you, will you marry me? And of course I said yes. It was just, it was also beautiful.
And then what were your plans? When were you going to be married? When was the announcement going to be made?
He was going to make the announcement when he played here the Saturday night. He was going to have his concert here in Memphis from the stage. And he had been discussing the type of dress. He said that he had had some people working on one in Los Angeles and that it would have small rosebuds with little gold threads through it. And he wanted me to wear glass slippers and a little tiara on my head. And he said, it's got to be the wedding of the century.
Tomorrow night, Ginger talks about Elvis's reaction.
You and Ginger Alden, the girl who planned to marry Elvis Presley before his tragic death. By the way, Chuck, last week's Ginger mother filed a suit against the Presley estate, trying to get it.
Okay. So we'll carry on with that in a sec. So my brother's just joined us, Andreas. My twin. Yes, I'm a twin. So again, what we're doing, we're just trying to understand Ginger Alden, Elvis's last girlfriend. We're trying to just get a feel for her. We're trying to understand your views. If you think it was a genuine relationship. Now, I will say this, guys. Ginger Alden has mentioned our defending Elvis Presley on her Facebook page. So I'm really pleased that she gave us a big shout out. So I'm not going to bash Ginger. I'm just trying to be fair, let you guys have your say, you know, what your views are, and try and keep it quite respectful. So I'm going to carry on playing the video, and then I'm just going to read a couple of these comments.
$40,000 in mortgage money because she said Elvis had promised to do that before he died.
And he furnished the family with a home and a swimming pool, and now the mother wants it all paid for. Elvis Presley's generosity was well known. He didn't advertise it, but the people who benefited from it did. Ginger Alden, the girl he planned to marry, was one of those. The 12-carat ring on her finger was a gift from Elvis. So were the expensive cars parked around her home in Memphis. Elvis was very good to a lot of people, and Ginger now feels that some of them were less than good to him. There's been a lot of things said about him. Former bodyguards that were close to him said he was on drugs, lived the life of a hermit, very emotional person. What can you tell us about these things? Is there any truth to any of this?
No, I never met the three bodyguards, so I don't, of course, don't know them, but I can only go by what Elvis told me. And the book did upset him, but before it came out, he told me the only reason that the book was upsetting him was because it wasn't the content, it was the principle, because he had done so much for the bodyguards' families and things of that nature. And for them to turn and do something like that, that was what I think really got to him and hurt him.
How about the accusations that were in the book. They were all
Let me
untrue.
just. So again, I'll quickly comment on that. What I'm going to have to do is we're going to do the rest of this video, then I'm going to have to go, and then we can do another part of Ginger Alden. But you know, the point he just brought up there is very, very important. Some people think that the Elvis tell-all book, Elvis What Happened, didn't bother him. The one that was written by Red West, Sonny West, and Dave Hebler. I've had a few people message me that he didn't care about it. It didn't bother him. I don't agree. It seriously bothered him. I think it was one of the most upsetting things that ever happened to him in his life. We know about the Red West conversation that was secretly recorded by Red West. Red West should never have recorded that conversation. I'm completely against that book. That book should never have been released. It definitely was 3 bodyguards betraying Elvis, 2 of them that were very good friends of his. So there's more proof there. Ginger Alden saying that the book really upset him. So that now he questions now what was written in the book.
Just taking small incidents and blowing them up out of proportion? Or...
Well, I haven't read the book, so I don't know. I've heard bits and pieces of it. But I'm sure the majority of it has been blown out of proportion, way out of proportion.
Did he use drugs?
No, he did not. He had certain prescribed medications that he had to have. And he took a lot of vitamins. A lot of vitamin pills were laying around in bottles. And I think a lot of people, if they ever happened to see that, mistook them for drug bottles. And I'm sure that's how those got started.
Was he concerned about his weight?
He mentioned to me one time that he knew he was getting overweight, and like that bothered him. And I would talk with him many times and try. For some reason, he wouldn't go out and do certain things when I tried to get him to go out. So we had our differences there. And I would try to get him to eat better foods, and I did get him on some health foods. But he would go. I don't know, it might have been his nerves or what, but he would go on binges. He would eat certain types of food for a long time that really weren't that healthy for him.
So even that comment, I would like to know what those foods were and what kind of binges. And to be honest with you, I don't think she needed to say it. I don't think anything that makes Elvis look bad, there's no need for it. I really believe that.
1950s. But capitalist Americans kept it alive to make money. The Russian commentator said the Presley legend has been buried in the aftermath of the singer's death in a flood of souvenirs that have, and we'll quote, lowered the name
to the
to the level people around.
Fated to end that way. Willing to talk. At what point did you fall in love with Elvis? And did Elvis fall in love with you?
Well, when I was in Las Vegas with him, this was in December. This was the first time I had been in Las Vegas while he was performing there. And he was there for 14 days, it was like. And when he mentioned it, I just kind of smiled and laughed, and I really didn't say anything. But later on, after a few months, he started telling me how much he needed me. And then I really saw that, and I realized I needed him. I needed maturity. And that was when I really realized that I was in love with him.
You know, there are millions of women who would love to trade places with you and have the kind of relationship that you had with Elvis. Was he a romantic individual?
Yes, he knew what to say. He could take anything ugly and make it sound beautiful. And he was very, very religious. And we would talk many hours each night on different philosophies. He had certain philosophies and different books. And he had a beautiful way of speaking, really.
A tender individual, a loving individual?
Yes, very. He was very, I've never noticed it on anybody on earth, the certain kind of love that he had. And it was true.
Beautiful.
There's a lot of talk about what's going to become of the legend now. What would you like to see happen? You go down to Elvis Presley Boulevard, and the hucksters are down there selling plastic, buttons of Elvis, you name it, his pictures on it. What would you like to see happen? Some way to preserve the memory? What?
I would like to see a very nice building erected in his memory and with his trophies on display. And I think Elvis would like that too. And I'm sure, I know he'll never be forgotten by me, the fans. His name will be kept on going in one way or the other.
What one thing is going to stand out in your mind years from now, 10, 15, 20 years? What is it you're going to tell your children and tell your grandchildren about Elvis Presley?
That I shared a love with one of the greatest men on earth.
Obviously,
Well said.
Ginger Alden is a beautiful young woman. Millions of women probably envy her, but I wonder if they envy her now. It will be interesting, I think, to see what path she takes in the future. Jerry?
Well, I think lovely words at the end of that interview. And I mean, the way she portrays him right at the end there is beautiful. Beautiful, you know. So she wins me over at the end, definitely. Let me just quickly go to. I'll just see if I could just quickly read one or two of the comments. So some of you guys were on the 24/7 chat. I might just try and read a couple of the comments because I did promise that I was going to. Now, some of you have been sending questions to Ginger Alden's Facebook, and she's been very gracious and she's been responding to some of the questions. And you guys were posting them on here, and just so that we can see them as well. Let me just see. Let's see if I've got to scroll back. There's one here. Hi, did Lisa Marie know of your engagement and was she happy with the news? So then Ginger Alden replies, yes, late summer, she seemed happy at the time, telling me she was going to call her mummy in front of her mummy. Okay. Let's have another one. Hi, Ginger. Did you ever try the fried peanut butter and banana sandwich that Elvis used to eat? And if you did, what did you think? Never saw him eat one and never heard of it till he passed. Which does tie in with that interview that we just watched. Let's have a look. Hi, Ginger. I was just wondering on Elvis's funeral. I know that Priscilla had to be there with Lisa, but what I don't understand, at that time, you were his fiance. Why weren't you with Elvis's dad in the limo? If you feel uncomfortable answering, I understand. Yes, I certainly would not have been happy, but at the time, I felt his road manager was doing the best he could under the pressure that he was in. Okay. So she's answering these questions, guys. There's a lot more information on here, but I don't have time to go through it. Ginger Alden once you're taking on Elvis's second cousin, do they really know him? They were kids. Well, I didn't have a chance to know him. They played outside, and Elvis and I were on tour. Right, okay. Have you read Linda's book? She says that you never really met her. Would you be open to meeting her? My experience was not the Linda as Linda's. I didn't witness what she did. I think he was in a worse place. Okay. So I'm just reading these off. Ginger, I hope this is okay to ask. I read somewhere a while back that suggested he undergo a colostomy operation, but he refused it. Is this true? Also, did he have any plan of action to deal with his colon issues? Ginger says, well, he never acted like he had any colon issues during our time together. And none ever said anything about that. Nothing was ever said about that. So that's interesting. Let's have a go. He never spoke ill of any of them. I think they irked him the most beyond normal rage is never. Elvis expects who never. Sorry, I'm not reading this. There were experts that would lie and make up stuff about Elvis. So Ginger says, I agree with some of it. Joe was a self-proclaimed type of person, a go-to guy for Elvis on tour, which always made me wonder how others knew Elvis longer and had been close. Sorry, it's not crystal clear, some of these. Right, she's asked about Charlie Hodge, and then Charlie never said anything about the other books. That was a very good question. Charlie was not critical of any of the other guys. He said Joe was always correcting him. The memories didn't always coincide. He said Joe always thought himself was the authority on Elvis, and Joe considered himself as the boss of everyone. I don't think that's from Ginger Alden. I think that's someone else. That's from a book. So I won't quote that as Ginger Alden. Now this is Ginger Alden. Did Elvis ever share with you that Priscilla was pregnant with Lisa Marie before they were married? I have heard that's the real reason why Elvis pushed into marriage. So Ginger just says, no, it was never brought up. Okay. Quite a direct question, isn't it? Some of that. Ginger, you recently said that Elvis gave you a jumpsuit. Can you recall which one? Right, there's no answer to that. Let's have a look. I felt that he had the greatest respect for her, and she's still been around. She would have had a major influence in his life, and he would probably still be there. Then Ginger says, I felt he respected his father as well, whether or not his mum had lived. Would he have been different choices at time? I don't know. I don't think that she would have questioned some of the things for sure. No, I do think she would have questioned some of the things for sure. There seems to have been a history of some health issues, and we've heard about this. Elvis inherited some of her health issues. So then we've got my question. Do you think Elvis would have lived differently had his mother been still alive? I feel that he had the greatest respect for her, and that she still had been around. She would have had a major influence in his life, and he would probably still be there. What are your thoughts? I think I just answered that. So, I mean, really, how would she know? She didn't meet Ginger Alden. Hi, Ginger. Just for clarification, did Elvis ever say you resembled his ex-wife? Elvis definitely had a good taste in women. His ex-wife was pretty in her day, and you're beautiful as well, but I don't think you and her resembled each other at all. I never understood why the tabloid says that you and her were lookalikes. Did Elvis ever say that? And then Ginger says, I appreciate, but what Elvis never mentioned anything like that. There are some photos out there. People try to match us up, but in person, not at all. So basically, no. Just curious, how often was Danny Smith actually around Graceland that you remember? It just doesn't make sense that Danny Smith talks like he was Elvis's right-hand man alongside his daddy, Billy, that he must have been 13 or 14 years old in 1977. So Ginger says, hi, yes, I am aware of a lot of things said. I certainly can't speak before late 1976. But I guess Danny played outside at times with Lisa. He was not upstairs, inside with Elvis and myself. Right, I think that's it, guys. I think that's all the comments. Let's see if there's any more. So, the thing that we can see here is that she's very welcoming to questioning, isn't she? Ginger, it is nice of you to share with us what you want people to understand about Elvis that is most misunderstood. And then she says he was happy in later life, which we've seen in the interview. Yeah. Hi, Ginger. I read that you tried to get Elvis to eat healthier, such as introducing yogurt into his diet, where there were any other foods and drink that you got him to try. Any success? Then she says, I brought him some dried fruits. He was already eating yogurt. I ate the same foods as Elvis. Right, okay. Hi, Ginger. I have a question. How close were you and Vernon before and after Elvis died? Is it true that he asked you to never come back to Graceland? And if so, why? And then Ginger says, I respected his dad and was intimidated by him. I wanted him to like me. I didn't get to know him real well. He wasn't always around us, but he was nice to me as I was to him. I was never asked to leave and not come back. It's absurd and a lie that started years back. Well, that's a biggie, guys. That is a biggie. Because that is a strong rumor that she was asked to leave. Elvis didn't want her there. Vernon didn't want her there. And she clearly is saying that that is not true, that it's a rumor. So I'll repeat that last bit. I was never asked to leave and not come back. It's absurd and a lie and started years back. That's from Ginger Oldham. Yeah? Ginger, now someone is saying Elvis had a fear of the dark and the reason he slept during the day, it was an Elvis site that said that. But you cannot always believe them. You were there. Did he ever mention to you, I always thought it was because his concert scheduled? Yeah, so I think that as well. Elvis led an upside down life because his whole world, he couldn't go out in public in the day, so he had to leave an upside down life. There was no point in Elvis going out during the day. Pointless. He would get mobbed. I've always thought that. So she says, that's a new one. I've never heard that before. Right. So someone asked Ginger, hi, Ginger, did you ever cook for Elvis at Graceland's at your family home? And then Ginger says, I was not a big cook at the time, but I would have if he had asked me. Okay. I think we're at the end of it. Let's have a look. Now, don't forget, this has been these are questions that have been asked directly to Ginger on her Facebook page, and she has promoted our channel. She's promoted Defending Elvis Presley. Right, I'm going to read these last few comments, and I'm going to go, guys. We have been on for nearly 2.5 hours, guys. Whoa! If my wife was here, she'd be telling me off. Even I can't believe it's been that long. So I hope you've enjoyed it. We've had a real nice, chilled time together. So let's just have a look. Ginger seems so very nice. I like her and thank her for her wonderful way she portrayed Elvis. She does. I agree. She does seem lovely. According to Larry's book, Elvis wanted more children, wanted a boy, wanted a full custody of Lisa. Larry said Elvis was extremely hurt about the book and felt betrayed, and Larry's book is very important. That sounds great, CKC. I actually agree with all of that. Thank you. Rebecca, he definitely was the greatest man on earth. So January the 26th, so he had only known her for a few months before Elvis proposed. I think you're right. Ginger first met Elvis on November the 19th, 1976. Thank you. That's very interesting. CKC Emily. I really like Larry Geller and how beautiful he speaks about Elvis. Me too. I'm a big Larry Geller fan. And not everyone likes Larry. I know that. Many of the people don't like the spiritual side of him, the spiritual effect that he had on Elvis. I think he's great. I think it was good. He was good for Elvis. That's just my personal view, and I have had a quick chat with him before as well on Messenger, on Facebook Messenger. I feel Larry was a true friend. I totally agree, CK. He was a true friend, and I told Larry this, and Larry's reply to me was, how did he word it? He said, that means the world to me. That was his words. That means the world to me. And I can even prove it to you, just so you know I'm not lying, guys. Let's get it up. Larry Geller. Let's see if it comes up. Right, here we go. So I sent this message in 2015 to Larry Geller. I said, hello, Larry. I just want you to know I think you are the most important thing that ever happened to Elvis. And what I meant was I was going through a spiritual phase at the time in 2015. I was into meditation and my true self. And I knew that Larry was into it. And this made me want to message Larry. And so when I say he was so important to Elvis, I mean from a spiritual point of view. So then he says, then I say I'm very spiritual and have loved Elvis since I was 7, but actually I was 4. He changed my life without ever knowing it, which is the truth. I feel his true essence every day, and I do, and so do you guys. And have always known that he was more than just his body. And I really believe that. There's more to Elvis than just the voice, the movies, his personality. There was something special about Elvis. He had a glow, he had an aura. He had just something that made everyone turn their heads when he walked into a room. He had a presence, a larger than life presence. So then I say, so he was much more than his body and voice. Thank God he found you. And the reason I say that is because he introduced him to all these amazing books, these spiritual books, these different religious books. Obviously, he was a Christian. I'm a Christian as well. And then I say, he found you so the world can now know who he really was. Because we do want not just to see the star, the beautiful singer, beautiful man, the religious man, the Christian. We also want to know the inner Elvis, what Elvis thought about. And Elvis was very concerned with his purpose, his meaning. Why was he given this gift? This is how he felt. Why me? What good can I do? How can I help the world? And Larry Geller was sure. He says, Louie, thank you thank you for your very kind words. This means everything to me. I'll show you. Let's have a look. It's not clear, is it, guys? Louie, thank you for your very kind words. This means everything to me. I'm sorry I can't focus it. And that was in 2015. So, yeah, I think very highly of Larry Geller. I believe Vernon, he said Elvis brought Ginger to him to show off the engagement ring. And the day before he died, Vernon told him that he had been about a set wedding date. He told him, God only knows. Thank you, EP fan forever. Elvis would never have said anyone that would hurt him. Elvis never said bad things about anybody, did he? He was too nice. If anything, he praised his enemies. All right, Linda, thanks for the great live. The comment. Right, so it looks like we're going, guys. I'm just getting to these last couple of comments. I got out of the shower and got dressed and I'm packed and ready because I'm going to Indianapolis this weekend. Whoa, to see the grandkids. Wow, lucky you, Jean. We're going to miss you. Linda, bye. Bye. Take care, Linda. Let's have a look. Okay. So, is that spelling mistake? Oh, don't worry about spelling mistakes. Okay, Lorraine, you've joined us right at the end, but we're going now. So, guys, we even managed to read the comments on the 24/7 chat. Like now, if you've enjoyed it, guys, buy me a coffee. Hit the coffee button. Get me a coffee. I love that. Is your way of thanking me for putting my time into these brilliant live streams. It just makes me feel good, makes me feel appreciated. And please subscribe. Become a member if you like. No pressure. It's only $1 a month to become a member. And seriously, guys, we have literally just spent the whole morning together. I started around 11 and it's nearly 1:30, nearly 1:30 p.m. So we've had a long live. This is the longest live that we've ever done. I've enjoyed it. Again, we just sit around my kitchen having a chat about Elvis, defending Elvis, Team Elvis. We're just chilling together. Love it. I really appreciate it, guys. Have a great day. I'll try and do one more live later. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to because it's a Saturday. The kids are noisy, but I'm going to try. Maybe when I go on a dog walk, I'll do one then. I definitely send all of you love. I really appreciate my family, Team Elvis, and we are live around the world. We are live around the world defending Elvis Presley. Fans want the truth. Thanks, guys. You take care. It's been amazing. It's been great. Really appreciate all of you. Thank you. You take care, guys. All the best.